in yet another incident.
Just a moment. Just a moment.
To save time, the entire affidavit dated 26th December 2024 highlights in several paragraphs, specifically to the 7 videos that we're going to demonstrate. Unless my line colleague wants me to mention each paragraph.
Which paragraph mentions the links?
Yes, each paragraph mentions the nexus between the video and why we are making that presentation, that video. And a link has been produced.
At paragraph?
If we look at paragraph 12, for instance, the first link is presented and marked as FWM1. The second video appears at paragraph 15 of the said affidavit.
Okay, to save time, as you're running through, you will then mention to us which paragraph it is.
That is in
right. So, yes.
I have a slightly more fundamental issue.
Yes.
Those videos. Well, those videos are being produced as evidence.
Yes.
And they are being produced as evidence in support of the notice of motion before you dated the 26th of December.
Yes.
And if your Lordship will allow me, I will just take you through the evidence or the videos that are evidenced in the affidavit in support of that application. And there is no other affidavit in support of that application. My Lord, at paragraph 12 of the affidavit of Florence Muturi.
Yes.
What is exhibited is CCTV footage. My Lord, at paragraph 15 of the same affidavit, what is annexed is CCTV footage taken off an X account.
Yes.
My Lord, again at paragraph 28 of that affidavit, what is attached, and it is marked as FWM8, is a video link showing the 5th interested party's executive director and other peaceful demonstrators being arrested by men in civilian clothes and hoodies.
Yes.
Those are the only 3 links that are supplied. And my Lord, for those videos to be played in support of the notice of motion that is for hearing before you, then they must be properly and formally before this court.
Yes.
As an annexure to an affidavit. The abstract manner in which my learned colleagues for the petitioners now seek to produce those videos
Yes.
would amount to an ambush.
Yes.
The affidavit that I have set out of Florence Muturi was served on the respondent, and it has been responded to. The right to respond is an important component of the right to be heard under Article 50.
Yes.
My Lord, the playing of those videos in support of the notice of motion dated the 26th of December last year would, as I have said, amount to an ambush and would amount to a violation
Yes.
of my client's Article 50 rights. My Lord, you are, as the judge in charge of these proceedings, the guardian of my client's Article 50 rights.
Yes.
And I wish to place on record, my Lord, my objection to the playing and the reliance of videos as evidence.
Yes.
One, that do not form part of the affidavit in support of the application, and that is why I asked my learned colleague where they appear in support of the application. because the only affidavit sworn in support of the application is the one I have identified. There have been further affidavits by the individual petitioners, and none of them contain those videos. But that material is not before court, and I urge you not to allow videos other than the ones that are contained in the paragraphs that I have pointed out to be played this morning. Most of them.
Yes, Councillor Mango?
Yes, Your Lordship, and in quickly join that. Your Lordship, I'd like to point out counsel to the decline of David.
Of assistance.
Yes.
The certificate is by counsel. The affidavit is not by counsel.
Okay, let me do a little bit more. If these are public domain, do we really need to insist on certificates?
No, that is the law. And the law makes no room for public domain. If they intend to produce electronic evidence and there is an attempt to produce a certificate, they then appreciate their obligation under the law. And if there is non-compliance with the provisions of Section 106B, then it is my position that as a matter of law, that electronic evidence is not admissible.
Your Lordship, if you may allow me just to weigh that issue.
Yes.
You've put a very objective question to counsel for the respondent. Because the question we're dealing here of public interest overrides those procedural technicalities. Further to that, Your Lordship, counsel is raising a question of admissibility of evidence even before the same is tendered.
I think, Councillor Njeru, you've used the phrase public interest. That is sufficient. Councillor Nyamodi, I will view the videos, then I will weigh the public interest and this matter concerning non-derogatable rights versus Section 102B. I may then invite you to put a formal or perhaps a more buttressed oral argument as to why they should be not relied on. But let us see what is there first. Is that all right?
I'm guided, madam.
Thank you. So belatedly, let's start with the first. The time starts running now.
Now, in yet another incident of abduction in the country, a family in Gong Kajiado County is living in fear after their kin to 4-year-old Bernard Kavuli was kidnapped at a petrol station in Gong Town on Sunday evening by 4 armed men. Surprisingly, Kavuli's abduction is also connected to his activities on social media pages, with the latest posts on his X platform criticizing the government and highlighting issues related to the 2007 post-election violence witnessed in the country. Kavuli was abducted a day after Peter Moteti and Milimani were also kidnapped in similar fashion by 4 armed men in Uthiru and Embu, respectively. Citizen TV crime reporter Gasetin Jeroge has obtained exclusive CCTV footage of the abduction of Kavuli and Moteti.
This petrol station in Gong Town is where Bernard Kavuli was last seen walking before being kidnapped. CCTV footage from the petrol station captures a white Probox driving inside. Walking beside it was Kavuli, unaware that the occupants were on a mission to cut short his journey to his sister's shop. Within seconds, he was grabbed by 2 men before being forced inside the vehicle. The vehicle then left heading towards Nairobi.
Mara ya mwisho kuongea na yeye ilikuwa hiyo masaa kwa sababu nilimuita atoke nyumbani akuja hapa Ngong kunifanyia kitu. So vile nilimpigia simu tukaelewana anakuja na kaniambia anakuja. So mimi nikarelax na mngoja. So vile nilingoja sana niko na 7 imefika na hajafika na kwangu si mbali na hapa, so ndo nikakuwa worried.
She tried to reach him, but unfortunately his phone had been switched off. It is at this moment that Mary sensed danger and alerted family and friends, who confirmed receiving reports of a case of abduction in Gong Town.
Na kesho usiku mzima asubuhi na mapema ndo tukakuja hapa Rubis kushughulika, ndo tukaambiwa ni kweli ilikuwa ni kijana, ni yeye. So ndo tukaenda kwa DCI wakatuelekeza tukuje tuangalie CCTV footage. So kuja kuangalia CCTV footage, ndo tulipata kweli ni yeye, tulimuona.
Hawa waliripoti polisi, walipigia OCS na wakamuelezea na wakapeana namba plate ya gari. Ilikuwa KCA 379 a white Probox.
Kavuli, a 4th-year journalism student at Mount Kenya University, is believed to have been kidnapped due to his harsh criticism of the government on the X platform. Of late, the social media influencer was among X-users who engaged on a discussion about the events of 2007 post-election violence.
Tumeteseka kutoka Sunday. Tutangu ndugu yetu achukuliwe, akijua alichukuliwa na nani, ako wapi. Hii ni msimu wa Christmas. Sisi hata tujui kama tutasherehekea tukiwa wapi because ndugu yetu hayuko, atujui mahali yako. Hatuna furaha. Na hata pale nyumbani asikii poa. Ameanza kusema anasikia vibaya juu ya hiyo kesi ya mtoto wake.
This is the third abduction following the kidnapping of Peter Muteti and Milimani, who have been missing since they were taken by armed men on Saturday.
Where is it referenced? Which paragraph of which affidavit?
Paragraph 15 of the supporting affidavit, dated 26th December 2024. Paragraph 15. Paragraph 15.
Is a link provided therein?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's go to the next.
It's described as a link to CCTV footage, and that's a substantive.
We will. No, that's okay. Next, please.
Yes, thank you. I realized that in the reply affidavit by the fourth interested party has captured the statement by Bob Jack, so we'll be skipping it to save the 4 minutes. So we'll be moving to the next one for.
Please pause this video. What is the relevance?
Your Lordship, this is the fifth interested party director
Yes.
during the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence.
Let me just stop your time.
This
Let me
is the
just.
fifth.
Yes.
This is the fifth interested party executive director, Mr. Irungu Houghton, who was also the owner and affidavit. The same. We're just witnessing the manner and style in which he was arrested on that day.
Is he one of the named persons? Any of the petitioners?
He's not either the petitioners, but they're in support of the petition, first of all. And secondly, Your Lordship, we are trying to establish the modus operandi of how these arrests are being conducted. Men in hoodies, men in masks.
I'll not allow this one. I'll not allow this one. It is prejudicial. The end femicide march was I've forgotten the date. It was in December.
Yes, December 10th.
It was December 10th. Thank you. Thank you. It was December 10th. Yes.
Will you allow me?
Yes.
Why this video is relevant is because these proceedings are equally guided by the Evidence Act. And in the Evidence Act, there is a rule that facts otherwise not relevant at a particular time will become relevant. If my memory does not fail me, I think it's the doctrine of res gestae, that there are facts that may not be in question in a certain proceedings, but because of the proximity to the issue that the court is interrogating, and noting that this court is not just sitting as a court, it's also sitting as an inquiry court.
Yes, Councillor Njiru, the reason I'll not exclude it, it is for judicial safety, and also I am the judge who's issued some orders. I'll not mention which cases. So yeah, I know what orders I've given in other matters, and they touch on this. But so that we don't create a ground for Mr. Nyamodi or anyone else on that side objecting, and I have to go write a ruling, do we really need to canvass something that I've given orders on in 2 other cases about hoodies and masks and all that?
I'm well guided.
Okay. Yes, so that is excluded. I've not recorded anything on it. Next, please.
Now, the return of abductions of online government treaties have reawakened memories of the terror visited on those taken at the height of the anti-government protests in the middle of the year. Two brothers from Kitengela were amongst those who were abducted and held for long periods of time in what they can only describe as torture chambers. Brenda Wanga sat down with Jamil and Aslam Longton, who shared the ordeal they suffered for 32 days.
The Longtons brothers' accounts of torture mirror narrations of prisoners who, after the liberation of Syria from Bashar al-Assad, recounted horror and harrowing stories of Sidnaya prison, where prisoners were subjected to similar punishment.
24 hours.
Jamal and Aslam Longton were abducted right outside their gate in Kitengela in the aftermath of the intense August 8th Kitengela demonstrations and locked up for 32 days. Days of sheer torture and terror.
Kufika katika ile chumba tulifunguliwa uso. Wakati tumefunguliwa uso, chumba yenyewe ni giza. Kuna boards all over na imepakwa black.
Mr. Guyo, just pause. Yes, play.
In identity, NTV's Gina Kirori carried out a vehicle search on the vehicles involved in the veteran journalist's abduction, which raises even more questions about the conduct and legality of the operations being carried out by the police. And while Masharia's incident is chilling in nature, it follows a disturbing trend of abductions that have happened to numerous Kenyans, which police officers may have today inadvertently admitted to being responsible for. Here now is that report.
Perhaps he did not know it at the time, but by the time the son of veteran journalist Macharia Gairo took this video of his father being bundled into this white pro box, it would form a critical part of the evidence of what transpired Wednesday morning as it gained widespread attention on social media.
I was blocked by a civilian car. As I was waiting for it to move out, two other men came on my left side where I was seated, my son was driving, opened the door and tried to pull me out. They did not identify themselves, so I refused to get out of the car and instructed my son to drive away. They followed us.
Guyo, please pause.
And we
Yes?
decided to come to current police station.
It is
Mr. Guyo, please play the last 15 seconds of that. Can anyone hear clearly what that gentleman says?
He exclaims
Wewe unataka what mwizi hapa? Oh. Wewe unakaa na mwizi hapa. Yes, Council.
So that video is to be found at paragraph 12 of our supporting affidavit dated 26 December 2024. Your Lordship, the court should also note that that is the second petitioner who to date is still suffering trauma and mental anguish, and we were unable to get any of his statements as regarding this matter. He's been unable to speak.
Yes, any others?
The last one.
Yale yamesemekana mambo ya abduction tutakomesha, ndio vijana wa Kenya waweze kuishi kwa amani na vile vile wawe na nidhamu na wawe wangwana, tuweze kujenga Kenya tukiwa pamoja. Tumekubaliana?
Council Mango, what is the relevance?
Yes, Your Lordship, this is the fourth interested parties further affidavit dated 23rd January.
Yes.
At paragraph 6. The President himself said that it will stop the abductions. Your Lordship, that brings us to the end.
The person in that video is not before this court. And when I asked you the relevance, you said it was. Let me stop your time. It was in the Kiswahili language. There are multiple ways to interpret what that phrase would mean. Tutakomesha means to stop, means we will stop. I'm not certain, and because of that, I will not have it introduced. Yes, Senior Counsel.
I think the video is more than has been shown, and the link is available. There is a request by Raila Odinga that abductions of young people do stop. That is what Dr. William Ruto is responding to.
Yes.
And it will give us the basis in our submissions to show that this I don't know coming from the respondents.
Yes.
It's not true because the entire state up to the highest level, if you, my Lord, denies us that footage, then we cannot be able to make robust submissions, especially in the face of refusal by the duty bearers
Yes.
to come to the court and say, this is what is happening.
But without that context, Senior Counsel,
Yeah.
because what has been brought is 4 seconds, without what you are referencing previously, so that I'm able to appreciate the context in which that statement was made, I cannot appreciate it.
Allow us then to show more than that, because we haven't. We were just saving the court's time. I have provided a link in my affidavit,
Yes.
and the link is full, it's not partial. But this was fashioned for the court to save time. Allow us to show the entire video. It takes a while, but we can show it.
Mr. Nyamodi, you are rising?
My Lord, that is the point I made about the application that is before you this morning. The petitioners have elected to show you the video. The evidence that they have chosen to support their application is what they have shown you. Post your Lordship's ruling, there is no opportunity for that evidence to be improved. Your Lordship has given a ruling based on what you have been shown, and there is no other basis for that ruling. You have decided that you are not admitting it. Let us proceed from there.
I think we also deserve to be heard. If the
Yes.
respondents are saying they have a right to be heard under Article 50, so do we. And I have, I'm still on my feet. In case
Council,
you can't see.
Council, not only, I do not in any way tolerate that. The way we conduct matters in courts is you wait for a natural break or to be called upon. You don't speak over counsel, especially not over senior counsel. So please retake, counsel, please retake your seat. Senior counsel, continue.
Most obliged. So we are also seeking to be heard. The paragraph 6 has the link, and the link has the full video. It begins with Right Honorable Raila Odinga and ends with Dr. William Ruto. And I would seek that it be shown fully, because the link is not partial, and the link is Azimio TV. And these are matters in the public domain. This is a case, my lord, where we'll have to show a pattern and to show that the state has knowledge at the highest levels, to be able for the court to determine the two issues, to secure the liberty, to inquire into the legality.
What I can assure you, senior counsel, because if you are stating that the link is full, when I retire to write, I will do this all again, where I'll click on every single link. If it is full, then I think your concern would be addressed. Yes, counsel, you were saying.
My lord, I was just referring to the links that were shared
Yes.
over the weekend. And I didn't see any link that included the portion that senior counsel is referring to. What was shared is what we are seeing on the screen today.
Well, it's not a big deal. If when I retire, I click on that link, because the link will not change. If I click on that link and it doesn't give what I expect, I think my Mr. Guyo is preempting. Okay, let's do it that way, Mr. Guyo. No, it's okay. Let's do it that way. We can. You can save me time. But do we have that affidavit? Do you have the link in PDF?
The same link.
Yes.
Containing the affidavit of the 8 interested party at paragraph 21.
The challenge is my Mr. Guyo is not. You'd have to log in. No, let's.
I believe you have given guidance.
Yes. Let's just leave it at that.
Let us move.
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that. Yes, counsel. You have about an hour left.
Yes, Your Lordship. That brings the end to the presentation, and inviting Council Chendari to submit on issue 1 on compliance.
Issue 1 is a fairly straightforward question, and it's whether the respondents have complied with this court's orders of 30th, 31st, and 8th of January